Hi there everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Farmer Bob and we are busy with another map making episode. Sorry for that tongue twist there. Yes, and this is episode 4 and just a quick review on what we've done so far is we've created a river, added a bridge, we've added some water plants, we've created basically the whole map. We've created some mountains, some contours and heights and all kinds of things on the map itself. And that we placed some fields and we've placed some animals, what do you call it, the sheds for the animals, basically all 4 types of animals in the map. And then we are today just looking at some touch-ups on the road. I've just been doing the touch-ups on the road, and obviously I see this mountain has got quite a little flat head, so I want to sort that out. So remember to do that. Now, the road, what we've done is we've put a base background grass over the whole map. Just populated the whole map in the previous episode and added number 2 grass, the green middle, over the whole map, just to give a background for the whole map. And I must say, it always looks nice to have like a grass everywhere, especially if you work on a green map. And then the road, which I've just drawn by hand, very easy and simple. And then what I've done is I've chosen to take the grass off. You just do that with your right mouse button, subtract, and just on a very far distance, first of all, what I do is I just go far out like that. And what I do is I just go make your radius just a tiny bit smaller than the road. My road was 7 big, so I made mine 5.5. And then I just remove all the grass first by just running over the whole road like that. And then the next step obviously is to come in close and just take off that channel effect of what you've just done, by edging all the edges. You'll see I'm just filling in basically where there's a little bit of grass short like there. I'll just add some grass, and when there's too much, I'll just take away a bit so that you don't have this pipe running through your map, which sometimes can look a bit horrible. So that's basically what I've done with the whole road. Just add and subtract. It's actually very quick to do that. All you do is just removing the excess and adding where there's not enough, So within a few minutes you've done the whole road and it looks great. Obviously that little bit there, we can just take the road out there, and it's going into the trees, and we'll put some shrubs and stuff here later on just to hide that away. Good, and that is the tip for the grass and how to make the road look nice. So now if you come close, you'll see you have a road that it's got a grassy edge, and if you drive down it, it looks beautiful. It's all natural. Looks very natural, and that's what you want. I just wanted to have a look. This thing had a flat. Oh, it's just the camera, man. So it doesn't really have a flat here. I was going to say, I'm sure I made it round. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's going to go up a bit. Up is that way. Yeah. Oh, that one has still got a bit of a flat top. But how does it look from the side? Nothing to worry about. Okay, wonderful. Good, guys. So that is the road all done. Nice and laid out. All right, so our next job obviously will be to check. We've done the animals. I've removed all the grass in the necessary places, like in the water troughs, in your silage, your manure areas. You just remove the grass there, and then obviously these ones doesn't matter because you don't worry about those. But the troughs, you don't want grass growing in your troughs, because if you have grass in your trough, it looks like that. It really looks horrible. I mean, grass growing in the trough, so yeah, you just take it out. So it looks nice. That's what you want. You want it to look nice, guys. Okay, I still got grass in the fields. which I can choose to leave like that, or I can, because when you start the game up, it's going to put a default crop in here anyway for you. So it will remove the grass automatically, but yeah, for neatness sake, I will remove the grasses, and that is very easy to do. Obviously, you just choose your, instead of round, you go square, and just go like that. Roll the mouse a bit, go up, and I normally just make it the size of the field, and clonk, and clonk, and clonk, you know, just like that. I'm not going to spend too much time on detail. We can zoom out a bit to make it much more easier. A tip there, guys, if you're looking at your field, to know that you are directly on top of it, look at the center. There's like a center red line. That means you are skew on the center. But if you move it to the top, the red line, when it becomes a dot, you know that is exactly where you above whatever, you know. Just to give you, and if you want to remove stuff like this, it's always best to be fairly is it perpendicular is the word, I think, directly above what you're trying to remove, like that one. Now I'm actually skew, so I would rather do this and then swing my map around. I could hold the Alt in and move it, but yeah, I'm so used to doing this. Okay. It does. We need to move a little bit to the left, but it doesn't really matter that much. But it is good to have. You can always look at that circle as well. Gives you an idea of where you are, you know. And if you have a bit of grass growing into your field from the sides, it's not a train smash, because that is in real life the same thing. Any farmer will tell you whatever is on the side of your fields will also try and grow into the fields. It's not perfect, you know. Nothing is perfect. There's only one thing that's perfect, and you all know who that is. So let us carry on here with the map. Good. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Nice. So yes, and there you are. The edges all done. Oh, I must say, when you create and you're far away, this type of stuff can happen. So what I need to do here is just to get rid of that. Obviously, just create my field again. We go here to terrain texture. Sorry, no, it is this one, and we go to the default one. You have to put this right on top at terrain detail and nothing in there, and then you will, when you create it now, it will take that. Always good to come close to your fields to see, because when you're out there far away, yeah, you can't see imperfections like that where you've missed a thingamabobby, and then you have suddenly a row of stuff not planting there on your field when you try and run your planter up there, and then there's stuff not planting, and then you're wondering, but why? And there's stuff growing in the middle of your field, a whole line of stuff. That all happens. All right. If you want to have a look at how we easily made these fields, it took me like 3 or 5 minutes to make all these fields. You can look at the other videos at field creation. I think it was the first video, I think. Can't remember it so clearly, but yeah, somewhere there. Good, man, good. So yes, and right, so that is all done neatly and nicely. Right, so the next thing we want to do, we've got the river. I want to place some rocks, so I'm going to obviously add some more rocks to the environment. We have a few that we've just placed in the other video just for that. So I'm going to go jump cut now, and I'm going to just populate rocks around the river, and then once I'm done with that, I will quickly just show you what I've done. Good. Great, guys. Now that we have basically most of the distance stuff done that we want, I've added some rocks and some stuff here around just to make the place a bit more how can you say, the scenery are just a bit more nice. But remember, I'm not going to spend all that time making the rest of the map nice, because this is a tiny map, so we're only going to do the center of the map where the actual farm is and maybe the few things around it. So map borders up again, and this is going to give you an idea of the size of our little tiny map. This is all that we need to focus on making nice, because the rest is just distant scenery now. Whatever you, if you stand here, whatever you see beyond that borders, if you drive up to the border, you won't be able to go further, but you'll still be able to go to see further. So if I do that, this is what you're going to see, which is nice. You see, so cool bananas, man. Cool bananas. I love cool bananas. Anyways, so let's up the borders, and now we can start focusing on putting detail and stuff into our little area here. Obviously you don't want to overdo it, but first things first, I think we need to place some trees. That will be our next stuff to do. This is all the ground textures and stuff that's lying here, so I can get rid of those now. In order to do that, I think we're going to have to plant some not rough dirt, but grass. Yeah, grass will get rid of them. Obviously that will happen in the background, so we shouldn't lose our normal grass. This is the base game grass, that green stuff that doesn't really grow, it's just there. It's the bottom green stuff. You can choose dirt or grass, you know, for the bottom stuff. So if you look at that green stuff there in between the grass, that is the base grass texture. Anyways, yes, so here's some trees that is standardly available. I love this orange one, that is beautiful. I really have used that quite a bit in my other maps. I just want to get that one. It's called the tree 30 meter. So you can obviously use that to make the map a bit nicer. Let's duplicate that, place it down here, maybe one here, that would be nice. Alright, and you can just carry on and make the whole map nice, adding these funny stuff, these things. I'm just going to place another one here. Boop, boop. Obviously you don't want to overdo it, but yeah, I like to have things. Oh, we must also move that original one, obviously. So that original one standing there in the middle of nowhere. Just make sure to use all of them, you know. So let's take that original, place it here as well, somewhere nice, where it's not in the way of anything. It's not going to be working here. Always be careful when placing stuff. Always think of where's the vehicle's going to drive and all that nonsense, you know. So yeah, this makes the game more fun if you have thought about all those things. And this is that volume tree, I think. Yes, it's the volume tree. Now this boy has got its own transform, so we must remember. No, let's just leave it there. I'll just move the tree, leave the transform, because then it will be nice. And I think with these it's the same. Yeah, leave it in its tree and then move just the tree, not the transform. Okay, cool bananas. Great. Okay, volume trees. I like to plant those near the river, because it gives a nice feel to the map, you know. So easy peasy. We're going to control D to duplicate the tree, and then control B, but instead of just placing it, you're going to place and hold the left button, and then you press control with it, and you'll see it places one and it gives you another one to place, and it also swings your tree around. Look at the tree. You see the next one, it's spun around a little bit. So that gives you the opportunity to have trees not look the same, you know. So even if I plant a whole row of them, they will all have different angles, and not you'll every time view a different side of the tree, you know. So yeah, while we're talking, I'm just going to place a few down like that, and then move out a bit more like that. Okay, do it all over again. I've actually zoomed out too much now, so that is why you don't really have a nice view of the tree. If you come in close like that, you see the actual tree. Because in essence, you're only seeing a 2D model of the tree from any side. You're always perpendicular to the 2D model. That's why when you zoom out, you see only that 2D models, you know. So in game, you don't really see the 3D tree. You only see a 2D sliced version of the tree, which is quite amazing. It's just the way the the map fakes you into thinking, you know, it's there, but it's not really there. And it's always nice to try and be random with your things, you know. Don't go repetitive on stuff, because its nature is not repetitive. And obviously these trees I'm going to have to plant a bit further than the border, because we're going to see further than the border. And this is how easily you can populate trees. In my first map I've made, guys, it was so laugh. I actually physically copied and pasted each tree for, I think, about 2,000 or 3,000 trees. When after that I actually learned that you can multiple place trees by just pressing your control button while holding your left button. I actually read that in the game, the Giants editor manual. I mean, I was so amazed when I learned that. Gee whiz, because I spent hours and hours copying and pasting, where you can so easily just populate trees. I mean, it takes you literally a few minutes to place 100 trees, you know, if not more. Okay, I'm not going to go too far out of my map boundary. But where's my others gone to now, suddenly? Oh, there it is. They don't have big visibility. And that side, obviously, I want to just continue that side of this boundary a little bit, just for the niceness of it. You know, our border is there by that. Okay, so right, something like that. Sure, it's all right. And then obviously that oak that I had here, or the birch or whatever. The oaks are nice to actually have around your, what's that tree there in the air? You see, if you place trees too close to one another and you're in a wrong angle, it will place it in the air. So that happened many a times with me when you place trees too far. So what I do then is I just go just above the tree line and look over the distance. If there's one that pops out, you can quickly see that one and go to it and fix it up. Because that's pretty annoying when that happens, guys. Yeah, believe me. Okay, here in the farm itself, we'll place some oaks around. once again, be careful with where you want to drive in future. Don't put trees where it's going to be in the way of your driving. Thinking maybe here on this corner, keep this one. Like that. So now when you come a little bit down here, you've got a whole nice lane of trees to drive through, get to your farm. And if you feel there's too much, you can also, like in this case, it's a bit overdone. Just take a few out. I'll move that one away. Just put that one there. And maybe that one. Move it out that way. Good. That looks good. I think so. For now, we're obviously going to add a lot more stuff to the environment. But that's some tips on placing trees, guys. So yes, I won't bore you with that. Good. I'll do most of that off screen again, just to give you an idea of what we've placed so far. Good. Our next thing, obviously, then is to have a look at placing some cell points and how to do that. So that will be our next thing to do. Good. Right, guys, so what I've done now, obviously, finished planting some trees just around along the river. I've added a road here right along the border, bringing it here to this edge here. I'm going to put our shop in here, and then obviously have our animal dealer and the barn and all those things, the sawmill, located in this area, so that we have our farm on that side of the river. Just brings it a bit more realistic, you know. You have to drive a little bit at least to get to the shop and to the dealers and that, although it is a tiny map, so it shouldn't be too far. But anyways, yes, so I've added the road there, just the normal way we've done it so far, obviously with rough dirt, and then just removing the grass and edging it a little bit nicely. And now obviously the placing of the dealer. So what we can do, you can go into your normal map, export the dealer from there, which I've done many times before. And so in order to do that, I'm going to go to my placeables and mods folder, and placeables, and then I think I have it under shops, I think. I can't remember now correctly, but let's just have a look. Yes, dealerships. There we have now a few dealers that I've worked with in the past. Your best obviously will be to export one of your own and just place it into your map by importing it. But remember, the golden rule is remember to put it in your map first and then import it into your working map. Okay, so I'm just going to go with, I'm just thinking now, machinery dealer. I can't remember which was these, but just go with the John Deere one for now. Let's copy that. We can actually, obviously, you can open your exported one in a separate instance of Giants, and you'll quickly be able to see what it looks like. Just to give you, you click on it, press F to zoom you in, and there you go. Yes, this is a nice dealer. I think I'll use this one. Very nice. It's got the John Deere sign, everything, yeah, all sorted. Great. So this one is going to go in there. Save changes, no. One thing I always forget, whenever you export something, always remember when you've opened it, always open it first once in Giants. This is another tip just to get you going, and go to the main transform like that, and make sure, just wait for this stupid thing to get out of the way. There you go. Make sure that you have zeros on your main transform, and then just save it, because otherwise if you don't have zeros here, it's going to be very difficult to place it in game. Alright, so just give you a tip there. Whenever you export anything, open it up on its own i3D, make sure it's all zeros, and then that's it. Okay, so now we take this whole John Deere folder, copy. If you use something from the main game, you obviously don't need to have it in your game, in your map directory. You can just place it directly into the map, import it directly from the main game, you know. Just there, oh, sorry, not one click, 2 clicks, and then placeables, and paste it in here for us. So here we go. These are John Deere dealer. Now we go into Tiny, import it here, John Deere dealer, and you'll see it's going to drop it here at the bottom. We cut it, Control X, paste it into the placeables, and there you go, and then we place it here, Control B. Okay, now I've got a problem, I don't see it. Oh, you see, now that is a big problem. Look where it is there, up in the sky. If you have something like that, I think obviously must be something wrong with the original. So let's have a look at the original, because on the original I think the transform is not a problem, it's the actual stuff in the transform which is going to be an issue. Yeah, you see. So what's going to happen now is you're going to have to first fix this whole thing up, zero each of these, and then place them individually on its right spot here in this. Save it, and then, but I'm going to jippo it. I'm going to show you how to jippo it. The easiest will be, this is the place where you want to put it. It's on there. So what you do now is you go on that side. In other words, go to the farther side of it. So just go here. It's the easiest way to work with something that is like that. So here we go. So that is there. And now all you do is move it like that. Move it abroad, just closely to where you want, and then you come closer. Closer, 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 closer. Like that. Until you are roughly where you want it to be. It's always, but always make sure you're on the other side of the item. Here we are virtually there. I just don't see the border yet, so, which means that we might still be not on top of it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now we want to reverse a little bit. Why am I not seeing this border? Let me just take this border quick. I think it is got a high clip distance. What is the problem with this thing? Why can I? It goes out of view. That is weird. Oh yes, it's that thing again. So anyways, we want to go there, bring this back down, and now just move it into place like that, like so. Going to lift it up a wee bit. Alright, so now that you have it in roughly the right spot, you can actually go into it here, and let's just keep like that, and then we can quickly give it a nice base. We're not going to go with rough dirt. I think asphalt will probably be the right thing. Round, not square, we go. make it a bit bigger. You don't have to struggle so much pasting the stuff, you know. Doop. Just like that. There you go. That's just a rough idea. Let's just remove some grass. We don't want grass growing on our asphalt. Not a good idea. Okay, nice. Okay, so now that you are close to it, you can actually see that our terrain is not level. Okay, so what we need to do now is we're going to level the terrain here. Remember, we've put some height to our map. So this is going to obviously cause a problem. Let's go around brush again, round, and then obviously we make the radius a bit smaller like that. We want to go here to replace, and this is going to be important here. One click, Control Z to undo, and then Control R to get the height. I think Control R somewhere there, and then we want to just get this whole place the same height, just like that. Smooth it out a bit here for our shop. Now don't worry too much about the rest. We're going to smooth it out again. But you want to have it obviously nice and flat, so otherwise you have to struggle to align stuff, you know, which can get quite annoying to do later on. Round, square. So need to remove some of this grass again. Oh, am I not on grass anymore? What's going on here? I am on grass. Oh, sorry. You see, you have to you have to go back there. Remember to do that. And you'll see that is just a glitch still on Giants Editor. Once you've changed terrain height and that, but it will come right when we start smoothing. Alright, so now we've got our dealership up there. We want to quickly smooth a bit here. Just make the sides here smooth again. We've gone and made it ugly. Just for now, just lose these borders so that we can see the rest here. Just blend it into the terrain again a bit, no, like that, like so. Right, so that's all good. Obviously we've moved way too much grass away here, so we'll put some grass back, green middle, and let's make sure we've got grass here growing where it should be growing. Okay, I think that looks all right. Why is it not planting grass here on the slope? Supposed to plant grass here on the slope. Why is it not planting grass? Grass, green middle. We can go round obviously. That is strange, really. I think, if you ask me, that's probably still that same bug in Giants Editor. That once you've edited terrain, suddenly sometimes the stuff flies in the air until you start working on it, and then boop, they fall down suddenly, and other times they just stay in the air. But anyways, that is our John Deere dealer there, looking all nice, I must say. Very nice. Okay, just there's some weird growth here in this corner here, which we obviously need to sort. Just go back to replace here, and I think I still have it here. Okay, now we're going to quickly just tune the height of the whole, what do you call it, dealership, because I think the height might still be a tad too high or too low. So this is 13,145. So let's make it 12 and have a look. That's too low. Let's go up here. 13, 14. 14 is too high. A good thing is sometimes your parking bays. So 13.5. Yes. 13.4. Yep. So 0.5 was nice. 0.6. I think 0.5 is the way to go, because it was just looking. No, 0.6. It's going to be 0.6, because that parking stuff disappeared. Right. All right. Okay, guys. Oh, you see your stripes is still hanging in the air. So obviously it, and that building is also still a bit in the air. So your 13.55 maybe. How's that looking? Almost there. Almost there. 5.4 I think is going to be the magic number. I'm just rolling my mouse to zoom in and out just to make sure. Yeah, I think that is closest we're gonna get. If we go 5.3, let's have a look what happens if stuff disappears. 5.3, nothing disappeared, so I suppose 5.3. What about 5.2 since we're going down? Let's have a look at 5.2. Okay, 5.2 even better. It's still tiny gap, but yeah, I think we're gonna leave it like that. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. These tractors are a little bit too low. Well, that one anyway, so I'm gonna select that one, the John Deere 7200, and we're going to zap that up a little bit, just like that, because it was just a tad too low. Great. And you can see also on this model, there is obviously some options that you can, John Deere, where is that tractor now, man? Why am I not seeing it? Body, John Deere 7200. Okay. There's some options that you can enable, so if you want to, you can just go find those extra wheels. You'll see that they are, there it is. You see, you can make that visible, and then it will have two wheels. Stuff like that. Oh my gosh. But in this case, I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm not going to be bothered with double wheels. It's all fine like that. Collapse it all. Nice. All right. Now this is now the dealership, guys. But remember now, this isn't a working dealership yet because the shop isn't placed here. Now in your map directory, under gameplay, you should have the vehicle shop gameplay, and those things. The shop trigger is the one. Now vehicle shop gameplay is obviously in the center there, and you should actually have your shop this side. So what you need to do is don't move the tree, but move the trigger. So the trigger you want to get here by the shop. So let's put the trigger down here. I'm just going to place it, Control B. Good, like that. That is fine. And then this three, this is your vehicles. When you buy a vehicle, this three is your vehicle, where it's going to store the vehicles. In other words, where it's going to place it once you've bought it. So this one, it's got a start and an end. So you're going to place it, Control B. And now what's going to happen is, if I remember correctly, I think the blue arrow points to the end. So we'll just see where the end is for it. Am I not right? No, it's the red. It's the red. So the end is on the other side of the red. Okay. So now we need to pull that. I want to have it control B. Start end. So start end. The vehicles, remember now, the vehicles is pointing to the blue arrow. That's right, the direction. So what we want to do is we want to move this around like that. Get this at minus 90, like that. And then put it there, something like that. Where's the end now? It should be there. Okay, it's going to be ways down there to have it all in there. I think let's make it smaller. We don't need that. It's a very tiny map. So obviously let's make it a bit smaller like that. And we move that end in closer. So the last vehicle, if you buy that many vehicles, will be placed there. So that's then our store in first. And then the second one we can maybe put here, just there. So let's move that one in place. Start. Control B, and its end will be there. Start. Going to move it a little bit backwards like that. Place it down there and bring the end in closer. Now these things you don't have to. Just want to zero this boy. Rotate so that it's actually nice and square. These things you actually don't actually have to worry too much. Like this third one, I'm going to just place it here next to the shop. Control B, place it there, and then the last vehicle can be there in the veld somewhere, but I must be careful now that I don't place it outside of the boundary. Third, we can actually move that one there then, and then push that end one back a bit, and also zero this rotation. Ooh, I've actually made a mistake. Don't fiddle with the end one's rotation. Always do this one's rotation. That is the one you want to play with. Because otherwise stuff happens, and I think it's just done it now. So we're going to just leave it like that. Skew and whatever. It's not something that's visible. Alright, so there it is. Okay, so we've placed the game shop now. Now remember all this, especially the shop trigger, that needs to be loaded via XML to tell the game that is where the shop is. Moving the icon doesn't mean much, but we're going to use these coordinates, and later on when we've done all the placeable, the shops and the sell points, and we've done all the animals, because that's going to be loaded by XML, but all the stuff that we want to load, we're going to at the end or later on do the items, default items, XML, edit that. So I'll show you how to do all of that. But for now, we just place it and get it in the right spot so that we can just read the information off here and put it into the XMLs. Good. Great, guys. I think for today, that is enough data for one video. So we're going to leave it here. I just want to collapse everything into where it should be, put my borders back, make it visible, and then oh yes, we also need to finish the road, but I will do that off screen. Just bring the road in here, and then we'll leave it like that. Great. Okay guys, well, really thank you so much for watching. I really hope this map tutorial or map building videos is of a bit of a help or interest to you. So thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. Please remember to subscribe and also look at my videos at the on the channel, the other videos. And also, if you like my maps, download them all from my website. You're welcome to use any of them and enjoy them. That's why they are made. So yeah, bless you guys. Have a wonderful day, man. Until next time. Cheers.